Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 and hello fellows, Herogon here. Today is Tuesday, February 28th of 2023. It's now 7:01 p.m. and soon enough I'll be turning 20 years old on March 1st. I don't know how to describe it. One could say it's a little nerve-wracking, surreal, or a little bittersweet. But no matter how you slice it around with turning a certain age, I gotta admit, I'm feeling a little bit of it. It's even more so now that I'm a bit of a small-time game developer. I mean, a few times I've tried taking a look at some other small people out there, and they're either farther along than me, at the exact same age as me, or the most nightmarish thought, they've gotten success from the jump, and I'm probably not even gonna get a licking or a scrap of what they probably achieved within there. I mean, each game developer around almost seems to, how do you put this, have this way of being able to get that quick of success. But, of course, it doesn't exactly turn out that way, because in your case, the reason why it's quick to you is because you haven't been there the entire journey, or haven't even been there when they were at their smallest form. Anyways, this is probably just some of my own thoughts that are coming out of my head right now. Just some random things I'm getting out of my system. So let's move on to the other stuff. Tomorrow I will be releasing my newest video game demo, Path of Yao. So do look forward to that tomorrow. The estimated time of release on that day is a bit unknown, because I will be a little bit busy that day. I mean, it could be obvious what one might do on their birthday. But then again, last year was a little bit of a small something compared to this year. I mean, this year, I'm not so sure what I'm gonna do. Last year, I managed to eat out at a restaurant that my mom's mom works at, or in this case, my maternal grandmother works at. And not only that, on that day last year, I also got to play Tekken 7, and of course, had some nice little chocolate cake while watching Shrek. So yeah, that's a bit of the birthday stuff from last year. This time around, it's another little fighting game stuff for this Funlog Friday / Showcase Saturday, and we are going into multi-button inputs. Now, for multi-button inputs, it's pretty much you're fixing up a variety of bugs and updating some of the stuff to match recent logic updates. I mean, one of the worst parts I had around was when you were spamming the light punch or light kick, you just so happened to be able to do a throw instead. Thankfully, with some small code changes, we've got ourselves something new. Here in check input buffer for command using type, if we go down to the if statement, correct sequence counter is greater than -1. Wait, no, less than. Less than is left and greater than is right, I believe. Or probably not. I don't know. I get a little mixed up with my math sometimes, so let's focus on this here. If is input in multi-input command and status does not equal e-input status release. We've changed some stuff around, particularly here with the type equals character commands, cur command, .input types, correct sequence counter, .input type, and status equals character commands, cur command, .input types, correct sequence counter, .input status. There's a lot of little parentheses around here, and these little lines too meant to represent the OR, so that's a lot right there. Next up is the is input in multi-input command. This one got a change with the for loop now. Now we've got ourselves int I equals underscore command dot input types dot num -1. I is less greater than or equal to 0, and decrement I. Instead of the usual plus I, which means increment, we are decrementing. And for each of that loop, we do this here. If command underscore command dot input types I dot input type equals underscore pressed input and underscore command dot input types I dot input status equals e input status e hold. If that is true, then we set our underscore command dot input types I dot is currently held to true, and we return true. After all that, we then return false for this particular Boolean part here. And that is the bits and pieces of it. The other particular parts include some command data changes, in particular the max frames between inputs being 1, and I believe that is pretty much it for the smallest of improvements here and there for a lot of parts of the fighting game framework. It's definitely a smaller video than usual with regards to the fighting game framework. So going into the game, I'll be showing off the improvements themselves. It's not much, but then we are able to not have to worry about spamming the attack buttons and having it unintentionally do a throw instead, when you're only pressing one button. Now going into here, now I will be pressing the light punch button over and over, and if you soon enough see, it keeps on going no matter what. There's no way I'm doing the throws no matter how many times I try to spam here. Even if I switch up and change to here, the throw will only happen if you do both light punch and light kick at the same time, and if you hold them. That's a bit of the gist behind throws. Of course, that's one way of doing throws, because I do intend to have a bit of a chance of doing a grab button. And with that, that's pretty much it for most of the Funlog Friday/Showcase Saturday. So if anyone happens to be wanting to wish me a happy birthday, feel free to on my socials on Instagram, and I do hope to at least reach some of it to some of you guys, and thank you if you end up wishing me happy birthday. With all that out there, I've been Herogon, you've been you. I look forward to seeing you as soon as I hit 20 years old. Until then, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Goodbye, everyone.